Hey guys, MaxLPQueen here, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke Speedrun. In the last episode, we took on the Moss Deep gym leaders, and we defeated them, of course. Luckily without losing anyone on our team, and in this episode we are going to be taking on Team Aqua in their underwater secret base. So first, I wanted to show you guys that I bought some Hyper Potions, because I said in the last episode that I needed some healing items. Got them. Team's a little different. We have Mankey and Dugong for Rock Smash, Strength, and Surf, as well as Dive, which we will get here in a second. From Steven, I realized that I didn't want to teach Dive to Lapras, and I didn't want to teach Rock Smash to Medicham, and we will be needing Strength, Rock Smash, Dive, and Surf for this next part of the game. So I thought, let's go ahead and get a couple of our team members in the PC out and use them for some quote-unquote slaves. Obviously, if I end up using them in the game, then I will be taking off those HM moves from them. But for now, they're not on our team, and I want to make sure that I'm able to get to the secret underwater cavern here, where Team Aqua has landed. And of course, we can catch a Pokemon here in the underwater cavern, because it is a new area, so the first one that we run into in here, we will definitely be catching. So you will be seeing that later. But I did go through here. I practiced a little bit to see what Archie was going to be using. I did not defeat him or anything like that. I just went through to see what we are going to be up against. And he has a pretty strong team, so it's going to be a challenge for us with only 4 Pokemon, because we did have to unfortunately put Lapras and Medicham into the PC right now. So we are a little bit at a disadvantage, because his Pokemon are going to be pretty strong and pretty haxy and pretty annoying. But we'll get to that in a minute. This episode actually turned out to be about 20 minutes long, which is what I was looking for. I thought it was going to end up being really long, because this episode kind of upset me a lot. I ended up not being able to find out where Sootopolis City was, and I was surfing around forever trying to find it. But I decided not to cut it out, just leave it in, so we'll be getting to that in a little while. But here we have a Psyduck that we're going to catch. It's our first encounter. Unfortunately, it is a Psyduck, but we're going to catch it because we do need the extra team members in our box just in case. And we'll continue on through the cave to find Archie. And of course, we are going to be running into a dead end there and running back out of the cave. It takes us back to the entrance, and we have to go through all the way again. But anyway, like I was saying earlier, later on in the episode I do get pretty frustrated because I had completely forgot how to get to Sootopolis. Didn't have any Pokemon that could use Fly. I was stranded right out in the middle of the ocean. So we'll get to that in a minute, as I probably was raging when I was playing through this actual part. Especially when it came to Archie, because I was at a big disadvantage, and his team was pretty tough. But anyway, we are going to read an article on IGN.com. They gave a review over Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So while we are continuing to take on the last of these Team Aqua grunts, we're going to go ahead and read that. And it's Still Holds Water is the title. They are giving their review because they actually played the games. I believe before they came out. They did a review on the day they came out. I don't know. I don't remember when the articles wrote, but starts out here. As I played Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, my memories of certain trainers, one-liners, and their Pokemon teams came brushing back from my time with the original Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby in 2002. I don't believe it was 2002, I think it was 2003, but who knows? I would have to look it up to see, and I don't really want to do that right now. So let's just say 2003, 2002, whatever. Experiencing this classic role-playing game again in beautiful 3D was truly a nostalgic trip, from the cute friendship-themed plot to the touching end-credits sequence. However, as a remake, it does represent a big missed opportunity to fix several significant balance issues and mechanical problems. The difficulty I had going back after playing the much more modern Pokemon X shows how far Pokemon games have come in 12 years. For the uninitiated, Ruby and Sapphire were the third installments in the Pokemon RPG series, and the best-selling Game Boy Advance games of all time. They follow the tried and true Pokemon model of journeying to catch new monsters, challenging 8 boss-like gyms, and eventually fighting the Elite Four trainers and the champion. Like most other Pokemon games, they also put you at odds with a villainous team of Pokemon trainers, in this instance Team Magma for Ruby and Team Aqua for Sapphire, who want to use legendary Pokemon to forever change the region of Hoenn where the games are set. Now, they're the first of the earlier games to receive the 3D treatment. Generation 3 was a big change from the first two for many reasons, most notably the introduction of abilities, attributes that add advantages to battle among other things, natures, which affect how stats develop, and double battles. Using 2 Pokemon at once was unheard of back in the day. Different areas had their own weather patterns, and the region contained varied topography, from a desert to a volcano to sandy beaches. In 2002, I reveled in the newness and feel of having an untouched world to explore. I reveled. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. And that sense of wonder carries over in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The scenery is rich, the adorable characters are even more adorable, especially Little Wally. And there's more to many of the cities than there was before. I walked into Marvel City for the first time while playing Alpha and didn't even recognize it. In the original games, it was comparatively small and boasted only the bike shop and the game corner. But now it's like a smaller Lumiose City from X and Y, full of little shops and tons of NPCs to chat with. I actually got lost in Marvel City more than once and had a lot of fun rediscovering something I thought I knew well. Alpha and Omega also bear some resemblance to X and Y in that certain app-like features, Pokemon Me, Super Training, and the player search system have all been integrated as part of the PokéNav Plus. The interface is overcrowded as a result and really cumbersome, but the online apps are welcome additions, especially Wonder Trade. It's the new Pokemon search app, the DexNav, that is perhaps the most interesting addition for Pokephiles, whatever, people that are fans of Pokemon. Every so often, a wild Pokemon will peek its ears or tail out of the tall grass or sand or water, and DexNav will alert you to things like the Pokemon's level, ability, and even rare moves it might have. I found 2 Poochyena this way, a female with Ice Fang and a male with Poison Fang, 2 egg moves that you can usually only get by carefully breeding. Easy access breeding material. The app has the potential to help EV trainers as well, since you can see what Pokemon you'll face before you battle it. And in that regard, it provides another alternative to super training, aside from traditional, less accessible methods. Alright, I'll read some more in just a minute. Let's just read over kind of and understand what we just heard, as we are at this part here where I get very frustrated, and you will probably can tell that because I ended up fighting a whole bunch of trainers that we had missed and skipped over anyway, and I just wanted to get to Sootopolis. But basically, they're saying they like the games, but then again, there's parts that they don't like about it. Yes, I did like the new Marvel City. I was a little upset though, because there was no game corner. For me, growing up, the game corner thing, I actually did, and I actually liked it. But apparently now, there's no such thing as gambling in Pokemon games. It's not something we should do. So the game corner's actually gone, and you just get to talk to the guy outside of it, and he gives you the Trico, Mudkip, and Torchic dolls that you can use in your secret base. Unfortunately, that's all you can do with a game corner, and that's a little bit depressing for me, in my opinion, but for this person who wrote this article, they didn't see it as much of a problem because they didn't even mention it. They liked Marvel City, and thought it was really interesting to have a different look and a different feel, sort of like Lumios was, where it has more shops and more things that you can do, which I actually liked as well. And then they talk about the Pokénav Plus, which I guess they were a little bit upset about because there's so much going on. The new DexNav feature, though, they really liked, which I like as well. It is pretty interesting to be able to run up on some different Pokemon that know different moves. Me personally, I ended up finding, I think, a Poochyena with Fire Fang, I believe. I'm not too sure. My first time you encounter Poochyena, you will it'll either know like Thunder Fang, Fire Fang, or Ice Fang. I've never seen one with Thunder Fang, so that was pretty, Poison Fang, so that was pretty interesting to hear that they ran into one like that. And it is pretty helpful for people who egg train and breed and stuff like that, because that's just really unique and something different that we weren't able to do before, and now we can just see the Pokemon and catch them if we want them and don't catch them if we can't. So we finally have arrived in, unfortunately, what I thought was Sootopolis City. And this is where I got really angry because we ended up getting back to the original seafloor cavern where Team Aqua was, and we were still not in Sootopolis City. So what I tried to do was basically try and find Moss Deep City. Because I know from my experience playing the game, Sootopolis is easier to find when you get to Moss Deep City. For me, actually. I know that I can surf from Moss Deep City and go to the left and pretty much go down a little bit, and there is Sootopolis. So that's basically what I was looking for at this point. There's a little bit more to the article here. We are almost out of time on our video, actually, going by pretty quick. So we'll read just a little bit more. There's also an updated berry map, first introduced in Gen 4, which is a serious help to anyone who needs berries for competitive battle or even Pokeblocks. Remember Pokeblocks? They help your Pokemon up their beauty or cuteness or whatever have you for contests, which are of course a part of Alpha and Omega. These Pokemon talent shows have a Japanese pop idol feel this time, which makes it all seem more modern and updated. Playing as a female trainer, I was literally and figuratively taken under the wing of #1 contest star, Lizia, and her Altaria, Allie. Lizia is absolutely adorable, but the best part of contests for me is undoubtedly the cosplay Pikachu you receive after winning your first one. Change Pikachu's outfit according to the 5 contest attributes, and Pikachu gets a different move. I might just be a super nerd, but it's the best thing since surfing Pikachu. Yes, it is. I got my cosplay Pikachu, and I absolutely adore the cute Pikachu outfit. For cuteness, he gets Draining Kiss, which is an awesome move. And I like the beauty contest Pikachu, who gets Icicle Crash. Those are my 2 favorites. Don't know about you guys, but I got a female Pikachu, and I don't know. If you guys got a male, you should let me know, because I've only seen a female Pikachu. And maybe that has something to do with the new games, or I don't know how to put it. A lot of people were saying that Pikachu would be, the cosplay Pikachu before the games came out would be a girl, because the tail was shaped like a heart, like in X and Y. A girl Pikachu had a curved tail, and a male Pikachu had a straight tail. And then they were saying, no, it's just because it's a special Pikachu, because the girl Pikachus in X and Y don't have a black tip on their tail. But I did get the cosplay Pikachu in the game, and it's a girl. So if you guys have a guy, you can go ahead and put it down there, and then maybe I'll understand a little bit more about these cosplay Pikachus. My opinion is that they're just, regular Pikachus, and there's no difference to female or males, whether the tail is curved or not, because you can change the Pikachu into all kinds of different outfits, even male-looking outfits for the coolness and the toughness contests and stuff like that. So it could either be male or female, in my opinion. Basically, right now what we are doing is we are in the underwater part of the game, and I have not caught a Pokemon underwater yet. So I thought, you know what, since we got this Metang here, it's the first Pokemon that we've saw, I decided I was going to go ahead and catch it. I thought, why not? And he ended up being really stubborn, almost killing like all of my Pokemon. Super effective against Lunatone, because I was going to put it to sleep. I thought that would help, but I couldn't bring out Lunatone without it probably dying, because he's got so many attack raises from the Metal Claw. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to catch this guy, just because he's being such a meanie to me. So I went ahead and basically used all of my Pokeballs to try and catch this thing, and it ended up taking so much time that I actually had to stop recording after we caught the Metang. So basically, after we catch this Metang, the episode will be over, and we're going to enter Sootopolis in the next episode, because I know we're right near the cave entrance to Sootopolis now. We'll finish reading on this IGN article in the next episode. I'm just basically going to use all of my Ultra Balls to try and catch this thing. And I'm basically almost losing Torkoal, so I'm really getting upset, because he's going to either kill himself, or I'm going to end up losing one of my Pokemon, which is not going to make me happy at all. So I'm trying to use whatever. I used Electric Ball on him, I used a Nest Ball on him, I used a Net Ball, I used a Dive Ball. I thought, well, maybe since he's underwater, Dive Ball would work. Nope. So I ended up using pretty much all of my Ultra Balls to try and catch this thing, and he just made me so angry. At the end of it, I was just like, you know what? I don't care if I defeat you or I catch you. Either way, you're going to either die or get in my Pokeball, because you're being so annoying, and I'm going to probably end up using you just because you're being so annoying. So hopefully we'll be able to catch this guy. I mean, I ran out of Ultra Balls, as you saw, and I used a Repeat Ball, which didn't work at all, because we haven't caught a Metang before. And still I'm trying to catch this thing. It's been like 2 minutes now, I believe, since we ran into this guy, and he's still using Takedown. He's about to kill himself. If he takes down one more time, he's going to kill himself. So I'm pretty much at my wit's end here with this Metang. One more stitch effort using the Nest Balls, because they're supposed to be better, and then the Metang ends up staying in the Pokeball. So that really made me angry. I was really upset. I was like, seriously? After all that, you made me use all of my Ultra Balls so that you could stay in a Pokeball. And then we run into a Tyranitar after that, which pretty much upset me. But that's going to be the end of the episode, you guys. I'll see you in the next episode, and we'll enter Sootopolis City and see what's going on in there. So I will see you in our next episode of Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke Speedrun. See you guys later.